I hate them. I'm sorry, I'm getting so emotional.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 right here. So I asked on my Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83, for you all to send me things that you're thinking about buying, and I'm gonna tell you if I think you should buy it, if you shouldn't buy it, or maybe an alternative. And I asked for new pieces or even secondhand pieces. And of course I got this video idea from the amazing Lainey Ozark and also Lindsay Rem. Now I am usually the like hype up person that's like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, you should buy it. But I know for myself, I'm really trying to be more mindful with what I end up purchasing this year. I feel like I always say that every year, but this year in particular, I really want to just make more intentional purchases, really think about something before I buy it. And so I am going to, honestly, I am pretty brutal when it comes to like buying stuff new, I will say, and a little bit more strict. So I'm hoping I can help you all not have any buyer's remorse with any of these. The first piece is originally from UNIF. It is the Parker maxi dress, and this retails for $98. Right now it is on sale for $73. And okay, this may be an unpopular opinion, but I feel UNIF designs, the pieces that UNIF sells, like honestly, UNIF in general is very much my style. They very much like do such a great job with the pieces that they create. A lot of times it's very similar to vintage style, so it makes sense that personally I kind of like the styling of the pieces that they sell, and just overall they get it right in the sense of like the theme, the aesthetic, and the pieces on the website. When it comes to actually having the pieces and the construction and overall quality, I feel like it's kind of a miss. I feel like they really do not deliver. This is just my personal opinion, but I own two pieces from UNIF. I did get them secondhand, and they're kind of just meh, especially for the pricing of UNIF pieces, and it's very wishy-washy if they're actually sustainable and ethical. If you are wanting anything from UNIF, either get it secondhand or heavily on sale. Like right now, it being $73 compared to $98 to me is still overpriced for the quality that you get. Almost all of their pieces are polyester, virgin polyester as well. This dress is virgin polyester. Kind of one note when it comes to like quality, longevity, and just the way that the piece looks overall like through time is I will go on Depop and like ThredUp or Poshmark, I guess every secondhand site, and look up the piece, not only if I'm wanting to buy it secondhand obviously, but also to see what it looks like after it's been worn, potentially washed. And I feel like that gives you a good idea of just the longevity of it. I feel there are so many pieces that look amazing until you wash them and they like don't hold up. Maybe just the fabric doesn't hold the construction of the piece anymore. I also got, kind of talking about UNIF, is the UNIF Parker boots. I am going to be hopefully the person that de-influences you to buy these boots. I hate them. I'm sorry, I'm getting so emotional because I absolutely hate these boots. I own them. I got them on Depop, I think 2 years ago. Let me grab them actually. Now, these could just be the ones that I have or like the way that my feet are constructed. I don't know, but these are the most uncomfortable shoes I have ever put on my feet. Honestly, when was the last time I wore them for more than 10 minutes? Once. 2 years ago, and I literally had feet cramps. It felt like I had done a workout because of how uncomfortable they were. It was probably one of the worst experiences was wearing these boots. They are the most beautiful boots, but the worst boots of all. And if I didn't own them, I would be honestly, I would be happy to not own them. Okay, hopefully I won't be as angry with this next one. And I don't think I will. I actually feel like this is gonna be more of a positive one. And it is the Kookie style sweater. It says, I love a good 90s sweater. Totally reminds me of Neil in the Santa Claus movies, but I always hesitate because it's quite a strong look. I feel like the look that these sweaters give is everything, and they're also very comfortable. All the Kookie sweaters that I have owned have not been itchy. The material is just so comfortable. Again, it's such a classic look. I feel you do make a statement with it, but a statement that I feel like makes you a cool kid. Also, this one is quite unique. I feel any Kookie sweater is quite unique, but this one in particular, I feel like these tones and the patterns I usually don't see. I am gonna preface that if it is over $100, I don't, even though I love these sweaters, they are so overpriced. I got my first Kookie sweater at the Rose Bowl flea market in 2019, I think for $40, and I would say $40 to $100 is like, when you get close to 100, I don't, as amazing as they are, I mean, if you're gonna own one Kookie sweater, and like it is such a vintage and classic piece, it is really cool. So maybe 100, like that would be my max for a good Kookie sweater. Anything more than that, don't buy it. I did recently talk about how I personally will not be buying the camo jean, and how I'm really gonna try to wait like 6 months to a year until I buy into like camo pattern, just because for me personally, I know I'm definitely getting influence, and as great as the camo jean is, at least with my wardrobe, I just feel like I need it to marinate a little bit, kind of simmer until I decide to make that purchase. And I had gotten 2 other camo jean submissions, and I feel the best way to decide if this would be a good purchase for you is, number one, do you like camo print? Before, like, I don't know, camo print has been around forever, duh. But especially in the past, I would say 3 months. 3 months ago, if I talked about camo jeans, would have you been like, what are you talking about? That is the ugliest thing ever. Now, not liking a trend and then liking it isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that means that then you can't buy the trend because you initially hated it. There are many trends that I absolutely hated that now are like core parts of my personal style. So your opinion can change. It is not that deep. If it does become outdated, will you still wear it? And I feel we all say yes, absolutely. But when there are people on the internet telling you how chuggy this pattern is in like 2 months, are you still gonna rock it? Are you still gonna wear it? Also, I guess number 3, or is that number 2? I don't remember. I don't even know why. Anytime I try to like count things I'm gonna say, I always end up forgetting where I'm at. So anyway, if you can't like already see it integrating into your style and how you would style it, then I would say kind of waiting, giving it a month, kind of waiting, especially I feel in the next month, camo print like this is going to boom so much, and we're gonna start seeing it absolutely everywhere and like everything. The good part is this type of pattern I feel is really great to thrift on like Depop or at the thrift store. This other submission I got is from an eBay listing, which I think the max is like $18, which pricing wise I feel is good. With this, I almost don't even want to have the price be a factor, because a lot of times that ends up being the thing that influences you to then buy something that you actually aren't gonna wear because, oh, it was only $18. I mean, $18 is kind of, that's still a lot of money, but it's not like $50, you know? And something like this, with it kind of potentially being a little micro trendy, I think that's why then people are going to buy it so much. There's some Amazon camo print jeans that everyone and their moms has, because a lot of places are selling this type of pattern so cheap. So many people then are just buying it and are not taking the second to like really think about it and let it, again, kind of, I love saying marinate because it really is letting it sit, the thought get juicy in your mind, and then you can decide to go for it. I don't know. I was gonna use an analogy of like eating the marination of whatever it is, but I'm plant-based, so doing an analogy of like meat just feels uncomfortable. The Eliza Faulkner Jolene dress in blue toile has been living rent-free in my mind for months. Okay, you have now put this in my mind. I gasped when I saw this dress. I have always really appreciated the Eliza Faulkner designs. They just really make beautiful pieces, and if you know anything about me, it is that I love blue toile. Blue toile is like it is my top favorite pattern ever. It is originally $341, but right now it's $171. So it is on sale. I don't know how long it'll be on sale for, and a lot of the sizes have sold out. So I feel like this is an important one because this is your chance to buy it. Now it is 100% cotton, it's fully lined, and it's just beautiful. It really is. I think my other favorite thing about it is when it comes to even washing it, because of the design of it, it won't be like horribly wrinkled, and I feel like this would be a really great piece to own. I don't think I will buy it. I just feel I own a lot of dresses that don't get that much wear, and so why would I buy then a $200 dress that may not get a lot of wear? But think about it for you. What do you wear? Do you wear dresses like this often? If you don't, what's the reason? Is it because you just can't be bothered and you always just go for jeans or a skirt? Or do you find that just a lot of your dresses you don't really love, and so that's why you don't wear them, whereas this one you would love, and so then you would actually wear it? This could definitely be a quite like casual piece as well, even though it is, you know, quite expensive. You can kind of dress it up and dress it down. Like, there's so many possibilities. So I think it really depends on you, your wardrobe, your life as well. Just, does this dress make sense for you? I got multiple submissions of Adidas Somas, and it wasn't a particular color or anything. It was just Adidas Somas. I got ones where it was like, I don't want to buy it because like it's been so popular. Other people being like, I want them, but I think I'm just being influenced. And I have been an Adidas Somas hater for absolutely no reason. These shoes have done nothing to me, and if anything, I think I'm kind of going more towards and it's not even that I didn't like them, I'm not a sneakers person, so like, just to give you context, it definitely is an it girl shoe. When you think of the Adidas Superstars were really big a couple years ago, then the Nike Air Force Ones, and now we have the Adidas Somas, and I would almost say, especially compared to the two that I just mentioned, the variety of the Adidas Somas is actually pretty great. There's so many different colors and just different types that you could get that isn't exactly like what everyone else is wearing. And when I first started talking about Adidas Somas, I really only saw them in black and white. So I was like, what is so amazing about this shoe type of thing? But as I've started seeing different colors, I get it. And I haven't ever tried Adidas Somas. Obviously, I've never seen them like in person to try on, so I can't really say if they're comfortable or not. But if they are, I almost think you can't go wrong with it. I know I feel like I've really talked so much crap on Adidas Somas, but hey, my opinion changes, okay? Anything that I say, take it with a grain of salt. I can totally change my mind. It happens. Everyone's human. We change our minds. Here's my thing. I don't like the stripe. That's my biggest issue with Adidas shoes. I just don't like the stripe. I know that sounds very silly. That's very nitpicky. What is it about 3 stripes that makes me not like them? I have absolutely no idea, but I think that's a personal thing. I'm half Italian, but I am not even going to try to pronounce this.
Tagliatelle.
Well, I guess in the English,
Tagliatelle.
that just sounds so like American. Tagliatelle. Anyway, so this top from Reformation in white, or any Reformation top, and I am gonna use that as like a broad like Reformation tops in general, because I also, of course, I have a soft spot for Reformation tops as well. And honestly, again, kind of similar to UNIF, Reformation as a whole is so me. And every time I'm like, okay, maybe I will buy something from Reformation, that price really, really gets me. It's better quality than the UNIF pieces I've tried, but it's still like, I don't know. I'm still on the fence if I think Reformation as a whole is worth it. I don't think I've owned enough from Reformation, and the pieces that I have owned, I don't think have been the best like things to really like show that quality. The first thing with this top, which is why I never have gone further of like really wanting to get it. Like there's other tops that are very much, they're on my wish list. They're just stuck in my head of like, I would really, really love this. And this one got taken off of that list. And the main reason, and kind of an issue I've had with Reformation tops in the past, and depending on your body shape and especially in the chest area, I think that's going to make the decision for you, or at least this is what made the decision for me. When you look on the model, the chest area is like slightly gapped, and I personally just don't have enough to fill that out, which means there's going to be gapping. I've had Reformation tops that have that similar issue of gapping, and you can put boob tape on it, but for me, if it's just not great, if I have to do something to make it work, I'm never gonna wear it. Anytime I'm like, oh, I really want to wear that top, I'm like, okay, gotta put boob tape on it. I have to do some extra stuff to make it work. And for me, especially for spending $148, that is just not worth it. If you haven't already checked out the Real, specifically Reformation on there, they have so many pieces. And because you had said Reformation tops in general, I would say go on there first and see if there's any tops like this. They definitely have white tops like this for a lot less money. Also, I think this is not sponsored by the Real, although the Real, if you want to sponsor me, I think when you first sign up, you get like 20% off as well. So you could definitely get maybe a similar top, especially if those things that I mentioned would be kind of deal breakers for you. You can get something similar for like a lot less money. And then if you've never owned a Reformation top, you can see what the quality is like. A lot of Reformation pieces, again, look amazing on their website, and then you see them on like Poshmark or ThredUp or even the Real, and like that beauty of maybe the facade of it kind of goes away because it's just like they don't put any effort in taking the photos of the piece. It's literally like usually wrinkle, and it gives you a good idea of what the piece is actually going to look like. This one didn't have like an example of like what they were talking about. It just says an attachable collar, but not a dickie. So I don't know if it was like kind of the detachable collar I had that's like tied, it's like big and frilly, but I'm just gonna say detachable collars in general. I think it depends on you and the reason why you want one. I had bought this detachable collar from Etsy, from this small business in the UK. The seller was so nice and the piece is beautiful, it's handmade, and I love it. But I will say I regret it. To me, I love these big collars and I love wearing them under things. And I thought like, oh, a detachable collar totally makes sense with my wardrobe. I've proven to myself that I love these collars. I've loved them since like 2019 and I've continued to wear them. So what if I got a detachable one so I can wear with more things? And I have recently been trying to wear it more to get like out of it my purchase, because it took me like a couple of months to finally wear it, because I just would rather wear my tops that have the collar, and I just prefer a piece that I can wear alone and then additionally layered. Like it just has so many more ways of styling, whereas the detachable one just doesn't fit the same way like the collar tops that I have. So if you are wanting a detachable collar because of maybe the weather, you're like, oh, I don't want to add this, you know, fabric under something, totally get that. I just found with mine, it just doesn't, it doesn't give that same construction of where it sits like my button-up collared tops. I got Bagu, like just pieces from Bagu. There wasn't any like exact pieces that were submitted, but like Bagu in general. And I can't lie, I am part of the Bagu cult. I really love Bagu pieces. I definitely don't like have the insane collection that so many people do. I recently got the small, it's new, the like small crescent bag. I also have the medium crescent bag, and then I have 4 reusable bags, and then I did actually also buy a towel from them. I just really loved the pattern. I think Bagu is worth it. Everything that I've tried from them. I also have some socks from them too. I totally forgot about that. Maybe I do have quite a Bagu collection. I have really enjoyed the pieces that I've gotten from them, and especially compared to a lot of the dupes and like copies that I've seen, I like the Bagu ones better, and I just feel like the quality is really nice for the pieces that I have owned. I did also buy this Bagu bag, and I absolutely, this is the only thing that I've returned to Bagu because it was great, but it just looked like a diaper bag, and if you are wanting a diaper bag, I feel like that's a great diaper bag, but it was just too diaper bag for what I had wanted. One thing I will say with the Bagu bags I have, as much as I like them, I do wish there were more like compartment. It's a pretty simple bag, so like how many compartments and like different stuff. Or oh my gosh, I also have a sunglass holder and my laptop holder from Bagu. Anyway, one thing I really loved about my Konkin Celine bag, even though it's a small bag, it has the 2 dividers in that. I think a lot of people that own Bagu bags also own their like different like not ziplocs but compartment things that then you can put into the bag, and that's what you're supposed to use to like divide the bag. But I just don't want, I don't know, I've never been like, oh, let me buy these compartments. Maybe I should to kind of help with that, because that is kind of the downside of the bags, is it just becomes an abyss of things, and I put a lot of stuff in my bag, especially the medium crescent bag. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much in there, and then I can't find anything. I definitely chose things that I felt like I could maybe give some more insight on because I own something similar, or I've bought from the brand, or I just honestly have more of an opinion on. And these boots, they look blue, but the person said that they are silver metallic, so I think it's just the style of the boot. It's the Jeffrey Campbell Daggett Cowboy Boots. I do own these in green metallic, and I love them a lot, but they're definitely a statement, and I always go back and forth if I regret them or not, and I don't think I do. It just takes a very specific outfit. I found a lot of the reviews for those boots, especially the metallic ones, was about them like tearing and like getting chipped and that type of thing. I personally have not had that issue, but I also don't wear them as often, and if they were silver metallic, I don't know if I would wear them more honestly. And silver metallic, similar to the green, is very much a statement, and you, depending on you and your personal style, you may get a lot of wear out of them, or maybe you won't. I do see a shift in regards to the popularity of cowboy boots, and again, this is a perfect example, kind of similar to camo, is like this stuff has been worn, it just then became mainstream, and then now people are like, don't wear cowboy boots, and it's like, this wasn't even a trend for most people. Like, cowboy boots have been a closet staple. And again, I'm putting my hand up because I did not like cowboy boots, and then it's because of the trend that I got influenced into them, and now I do really love them. Cowboy boots come in such fun colors and patterns. As somebody that loves a neutral boot, almost all my shoes are black. Going for a cowboy boot that comes in a fun color and that just like looks cool, I almost, you know, I think let me know if you agree with me in the comments down below if you think this person should buy these silver metallic cowboy boots. I think you should buy them just in regards to them being so much of a statement, and I think it's a positive. I think sometimes a lot of people preach that if there's a very funky pattern, color, style, that because it is so funky, and this is true and to an extent, because it's so funky and very specific and it's a trend, that it is not going to be timeless. And maybe that is true for most people, and especially when something, I think of like in 2020, the checkered print, like so many people look at the wavy checkered print as being so micro trendy, and how like you shouldn't have bought something with that pattern because it wasn't gonna be timeless. And in most cases, the things that are timeless are just neutrals, and I love a neutral, don't get me wrong, I really do, but things can be timeless depending on the person's style and how they want to style it. And somebody that has a very colorful wardrobe, a patterned like pink checkered print could be a timeless piece for them. I will say I kind of prefer it in a color. The silver metallic is fun and maybe would go with more, but I actually really like it in my green one and also the blue. I know that this one is not blue, but I've seen the cowboy boot in blue and I actually really like it. I kind of prefer it in a color than just straight up silver, but that's just because I'm not like a super silver person. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I hope I helped. I actually wanted to do a lot more, but as always, I talk so much. But you know what? I'm not gonna apologize anymore. I get comments that are like, you talk too much, and it's like, this is a YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. Like, I'm gonna talk. But anyway, yeah, this was very chatty, and if you would like to see another one like this, let me know in the comments, because I really had fun. If you would like to see my face again, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit that little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you have a super sunny day. Bye!